Hi, Texas Assisted Living Association members. It's Jennifer FitzPatrick. Thanks again for having me open up the conference at TALA back in April. I hope that everybody is implementing the principles we talked about having a bounce back story. How do we do that? The acronym YES. So YES, we look back on yesterday for the Y. The E, we acknowledge the emotions that we went through. And then S, what's the story we're going to tell ourselves going forward? All of us need a bounce back story. You, your staff, your residents, their family members. And in order to do that, again, we want to look back. Why yesterday? What happened over the last few years? What were the challenges? Dealing with staff walking out, dealing with visitation being limited, dealing with maybe not having enough staff to handle all of the challenges that you had, maybe residents passing away or getting really sick, the fear and concern of going home to your house and maybe your family being not okay with you being there because they're worried that maybe you're going to get the whole household sick. But also those negative things that everybody experienced. Yesterday, we also want to look back upon what were the silver linings? What were the positives that came out of that time? Maybe you were able to connect with your staff on a level that you never had before. Maybe you noticed all the residents' family members sending pizzas and desserts and really giving you a lot of kudos during that period, and you realized how much you were appreciated. The emotion, the E, the emotion part is, what were the emotions that you experienced during that time? About half of you that I surveyed before the conference said that you felt that hopeful, you felt optimistic, you felt strong, you felt like your team can do anything now that you went through the pandemic. But about 5% of you still said you had no positive feelings. So it's really important to not only look back on yesterday, but what are the feelings that you had and what are the feelings that you're still having? And I want everybody to remember, wherever they are, whatever you're feeling right now, your colleagues, your subordinates, the residents that you serve, their families, they might feel something very, very different. So just always keep that in mind, that you might not be in the same place. You might be feeling really hopeful. Maybe they're feeling really, really sad still, or really nervous and scared, or maybe even anger. And then the last one, the S, what is your bounce back story going to be? And I know some of you TALA members have told me that you feel like your bounce back story is, yes, we went through all these challenges. Yes, we went through feelings of anger and sadness and fear, but our bounce back story is, gosh, if we got through that, we can get through anything. Everybody's bounce back story is going to be individual. We have gone through a collective trauma as an industry, but that does not mean that you can't move forward. There's the concept that if we've been through challenges, we can come out better than ever with post-traumatic growth. And what's the key to that? What's the key to the bounce back story? Well, I know a lot of people would like to say, well, let me take a vitamin and then all of a sudden I'll have a great attitude about everything going forward. And of course, sadly, it doesn't work like that. It's about taking care of yourself. It's about looking out for each other during this continuously difficult time where staffing challenges ensue and people are still dealing with difficult feelings. So make sure, if you're a leader in your organization or if you're an individual contributor, that you're sharing with each other how you're feeling, that you're talking about when you need time off or when you need a break. Or maybe you're talking about what your organization can do to keep people, to maintain staffing in your organization during this really tough time. Senior living has gone through a lot of challenges, a lot of changes, but all of us have the power to create our very own bounce back story. What do we want out of our life and our career going forward? So look back on yesterday, acknowledge the emotions that you dealt with, create your bounce back story. And if you need to see a psychotherapist, if you need coaching, if you maybe need a support group, talk to your organization, talk to your employee assistance programs about those services that might be able to help you. Senior living communities now more than ever want to try to keep you and want to try to keep you mentally healthy. So you can serve their residents and families to the best of your ability. Thanks again for having me at your conference, and I wish you all very well. For more information, or if you want to get in touch with me, feel free to go to jenniferfitzpatrick.com or generationshealth.com.